What's up, guys? So we are going to be reviewing these goggles right here, and these are, let me get you the box so you guys can look it up if you're interested. The Avatar Goggles L, and this is basically like a competitor to like DJI and those HD systems that they have. But from someone that went from DJI to this, it is a downgrade, I would say. Like this box goggles right here, you kind of feel a weight on you like this, especially when what I usually do is get on my couch and kind of lay like facing up to like throw the weight off. But let me see if I have the other goggles. Alright, so these are the DJI ones, and look, the way the strap comes on kind of supports your head, and like it's not so bad. And then here, as you can see, there's like two lenses there, so I don't know, it's just a better fit overall. Alright, so here we have the camera that those goggles are compatible with, and I have it set up on this RC car, and it's pretty cool. Everything from the, let's see if you see that, yeah, that bracket right there and up is 3D printed, so I could fit this LED bar and the camera itself. And that mount right there that the camera is in is also 3D printed, and I have two screws on the top right there just to hold it in place so it doesn't pop off. But I don't know, overall HD systems are expensive. That's the only annoying part. This camera alone was $180, and I got this on sale for I think $180 if I'm not wrong, or a little less. It was around Black Friday. Compared to the O3 Air unit right here, this is the O3 Air unit from DJI. Let me see comparison real quick, just so you guys can see. Side profile. But the O3 Air unit has one flaw that I don't like. If you don't have a flight controller connected to it, or like this other device you can buy for $30, the O3 Air unit will be on like low power until it gets armed by a flight controller. So like something like to put it in your RC car, like the setup I have with that, wouldn't work. But with this, there's actually a setting inside the camera, inside the goggles, sorry, that it's standby mode. The moment you turn that off, it goes to full power, and that's pretty cool, just because as you're arming your plane or getting everything ready, you can basically put it on standby mode so it doesn't overheat, and then you basically turn it off, and then boom, you're full power and you're able to do what you need to do. One flaw that I have with this setup right here, that this was my first one, so I'm gonna see if I can design something better. The case that I have on top of it to protect it from like rain or snow, mostly snow, because this is what I built this RC car for. It's for the snow. I put a snow plow in the front of my RC car, but for some reason the air unit gets hot. But the cool thing is that the goggles show that it's overheating, so it'll go up. Like today, I was using it outside with this shell, and it was saying it was the VTX is overheating, and then it started going up from 91 Celsius, then it went up to like 96, and I was like, okay, let me put it on standby mode, and I let it cool off, and then I kept going. But I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that. Probably make like an intake or something. Although it is weird that I'm going straight, so all that air was going in there, but maybe it just needs like an exhaust in the back. It does bring a fan though, as you can see right there. And this is the wiring. Sorry for all the hot glue everywhere, but I was trying to waterproof it for today's snowstorm that came by. It snowed more than I was expecting. But this plug right here gets connected. Let me see if I can show you guys. I need my tweezers or ruler. There's two plugs. Oh wow, wrong side. Alright, so the plug that's on the left, or your right there, it's the VIN, the ground, and the RX and TX. These pins this plug right here gets connected to the VIN, which is positive, ground negative, and then the RX and TX if you have a flight controller. If you only need power to this VTX, all you need is the red cable and the black cable. So what you would do is you would solder your extender. For example, this is the plug I use for my battery. So my black wire, red wire, just solder it onto your red and black one on the plug itself right here. And you'll simply just connect it into that. But you have to be very careful that you plug in the recommended voltage that it brings in the slip, which is, I believe, 12 volts to like, I want to say 24, but I'm not sure. And do not mix the polarity, meaning red with black and black with red, or you will fry the VTX itself. Alright, so right here we have the goggles, and this is the plug that it brings inside the box to power your goggles. You simply just connect it right here to this plug, and then the battery that I'm using to power this is right here a 1500 4-cell. So it says right there 14 volts, I believe, and you simply just plug it in. And then let's see if you guys can see what I see. But that's the boot up screen right now. And while that sets up, we're gonna turn on the camera just so you guys can see what the camera sees. Alright guys, so this is basically the camera that I will see when I'm driving my RC car, my RC plane, or whatever the case is. But it's just straight simple. So basically, after using these goggles and the camera itself, overall, I think this is a very like beginner friendly kit. If you were to say, the thing that I am looking forward to is actually their gimbal. I want to buy that gimbal to put it on my RC car, because apparently this has like a gyro already inside that. You're able to look up, down, left, right. I'm not sure that direction, but it's very likely, just because you can turn right and up. But I think that's gonna like seal the deal for me for these goggles. And let's see in a couple months if we upgrade to the goggles X, which are very cool for longer range, I would say. But people apparently have gotten long range with this, but I have to test it out for myself to actually confirm that for me or myself. But yeah, you guys are gonna see me 3D printing parts. Let me show you guys my printer right here. So this is my printer right here, the A1 Bamboo Labs, and it's pretty cool. Honestly, it does what I need to. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys were thinking of buying these goggles and you don't want to buy something crazy expensive, this is definitely something that I would recommend. So far, it's worked for what I needed to. But just remember, you have to be very careful of setting up the VTX, because you can burn it out if you don't know what you're doing. So if you guys want more detail about the actual like soldering part of it, I will be glad to make a video on that. But